What's going on, folks? And thanks for joining us on CN Live. I'm Colion Noir, and one of the things we like to do here on CN Live is keep up with changing gun laws around the country. In Iowa, for example, it's against the law for anyone under the age of 14 to shoot a handgun, even with parental supervision. Now, kids under 14 can shoot long barrel rifles and Uzis, just not handguns, which is odd to me. Our first guests are both under the age of 14, and they've been working very hard to change that law. I'm very happy to meet Meredith and Natalie Gibson. How's it going, guys?
Good. How's it going for you?
It's good. It's good. It's definitely going. I just got back from the range yesterday where I was doing quite a bit of shooting. So I can definitely feel your pain when you're not allowed to shoot handguns, because handguns are fun. I love handguns, personally. So how old are each of you, and what grade are you both in?
I was going to say third grade. I'm in 7th grade, and I'm 13 years old.
Okay.
I'm 11, and I'm in 5th grade.
In 5th grade. Awesome. All right, so let's start with you guys' story. I'm pretty sure you guys can tell it much better than I can. So how did you get involved in shooting?
Okay, so first, me and my sister, I was 5, she was 3, and my dad took home his gun from the gun range, and I just got back and I just saw him shooting, and it was just amazing watching him do that, and I was like, man, I want to be like that someday. First my dad, what?
No, you said she was 2 and you were 3?
I was 5 and she was 3.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, okay. Wow, that was impressive. All right, but go ahead.
Okay, so, and my dad had taken home his gun and he had cleaned it, and me and my sister asked him if we could watch him clean his gun and if he could show us some of the gun safeties about it. So he was teaching us the gun safeties, and then he was cleaning out the gun. And then my dad came home and was like, hey, Meredith, Natalie, come look at this video. So we were on Facebook, and he had showed us this girl that was shooting 3-gun and stuff, and me and my sister were just watching her, and we're like, man, we want to be just like her and want to shoot and compete against other people. So ever since Natalie and my dad went to the gun range, you want to tell the story part?
And we were at the gun range, and I was shooting my pistol. I was 5, and my dad he was watching me, and these people beside us on the other range said, is she 14? My dad was like, no. And she was like, she can't shoot. And we're like, yeah, we can. So we asked the person who owned the range, and they're like, no, that's not right. And so they called the sheriff, and the sheriff was like, no, that's not right. Called our legislator, representative. They're like, that's not right. And the sheriff came back like, that is right.
Oh,
and
wow.
So and my dad was like, you want to do something about this? And we're like, yeah.
And they came home, and I was outside playing with my friends. Like, I had no clue what was going on. And Natalie just came up to me crying, and I'm just like, Natalie, what's wrong? And she goes, I can't shoot my pistol anymore. I'm like, whoa, that's not right. And then I talked to my dad about it. My dad just looked at me. He's like, it's a law. And I'm just like, okay, that is not right. We can shoot other guns, but not pistols. That is not right. So then I was like, we need to do something about this. We can't just stand there and be like, oh, I feel bad for me, I can't do this. I wanted to get out there and do action, not just stand there and stuff. So I was like, Dad, what can we do to do this? And he said, well, we have to go down to the Capitol and talk to your representatives and legislators. Well, at school, they made it sound like it was so easy. So I'm like, oh, we just have to get a couple of votes to get it done. No, that's not what it's like. It's a lot more than it is.
You have to convince people.
Yeah, they didn't. Takes me back to my schoolhouse rock days. But it's amazing just the tenacity and the sheer passion that you guys have for shooting. Like, so when you first saw your dad shooting, and this question goes to both of you all, what was it about the gun? Because so many people look at the gun and think it's evil and that is bad, but you didn't see it that way when you first shot. Why is that?
Because our dad had taught us safety rules, and we know that all of our curiosity was gone. We knew that we need to treat it like it's loaded. We gotta always don't
Make sure that your hand's not on the trigger
until you're ready to shoot.
And always make sure what's behind your target. And when our dad taught that, we're just like, oh, well, that's safety. So all of our curiosity in the gun just went away after our dad taught us that. That's why there's like other shootings in there, because kids have curiosity and they don't know what it is. So they're just like, oh, I want to touch this. So when they touch it, something dangerous happens and they don't know what's going on. It's because their parents don't teach them gun safety.
See, I'm a little jealous of you guys, because I want you to guess how old I was when I first shot my very first gun. I'll give you 3 to 4. I'll give you 4 guesses.
26.
Nope. That was really close.
Oh, 24.
Nope. That's close,
16?
but no. Huh?
16.
Nope. You got one more chance.
22.
No. You both the first and second were really close. 25.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. See, and yeah. So you guys pretty much probably can shoot better than me too, if I'm not mistaken. So what was the thing that? And this question goes to both of you all. The one thing that stood out the most about seeing your dad shoot for the first time that really made you latch on, like that one thing that about it that was like, yes, I definitely want to do that. Was it the noise? Was it just the way the gun looked? What was it?
Well, when like my dad, like the target, and just knowing that he could shoot in the middle, I was like, wow, that's cool. And I was like, how can he do that? And it's competition.
Yeah. And so at that point, what was the point? At what time did you realize, okay, not only did you want to shoot, but you also wanted to be a competitive shooter? And why 3-gun?
Well, because I don't 3-gun. I like to shoot all guns, and I wanted to shoot all guns. So I was like, what's a sport that like they do? And I asked my dad about it. He's like, well, 3-gun's a sport. You can shoot all 3 guns, like pistol, shotgun, and rifle. So I was like, oh, okay, so I'll do that. And it's a lot of fun once you get into it. It may seem like it's boring and stuff, but it's really fun once you get into it.
And it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Yeah, it took me. I was horrible when I first started shooting, and it's only now that I'm decent. But it definitely involves a lot of practice. So now, with respect to the law, when you found out about the law and then you started to petition, and you said you found out that it wasn't as easy as they made it seem when you were in school. Talk to me about your experience in your journey in dealing with trying to change this law, like your experiences with different politicians, and how was that?
Well, first when I got there, I'm just like, okay, we just have to get it. We just have to have some people vote on it, and then it'll go, and we're good. Well, when we went there, my dad's like, you have to talk to your representative, get some people notice into this so they can bring it up. So we went down and talked to our representative, which was Representative Highfield when we lived in Johnston.
And we also learned that not everybody has the same thoughts. Like, we can't just say, you have to do this. We have to change their mind and tell them why this makes sense.
And at first, I thought we could just get it to the House right away. No, you have these little committees that you have to go through to get it. Which was first it went through the subcommittee, which was okay. And there was a lot of people that didn't have like the right perspective over it. Then it went through the Judiciary Committee, which made it to the full House. And it finally passed there, and I'm just like, yes, we're going to get this done. It's going to pass. But then when I heard there's a Senate side, I was like, oh, okay then. So then it went through the same committees through the Senate, and right when it got to the subcommittee, I was so excited. But there's these 2 people in there that did not like us at all, which they seemed like they did, which was Steve Souders and Gronstal.
That's a lot of grown-ups. You can't trust grown-ups.
They had assigned it to 2 anti-gun senators that were running the committees, and they had killed it right away. So we're like, okay, great. To get this through, we need to like get them take their seats and give it to somebody else. So when we heard that there was a vote for like the Senate side, like, okay, let's Jeff Edler, we got to really known his family and him, which is a great person. And we knocked on like about 500 doors. 5,000 doors.
Wow. Like literally knocked on each one of those doors?
Yeah.
I have to applaud you guys. I'm sorry. That's pretty freaking awesome.
And
we had a political action committee, which
yeah, and they got, which some people did. They're like, "Yep, you got my vote. You're good." Some people were just like, "I gotta think about that, and I'll see what passed." And I'm like, "Okay." But then once Jeff Edler got into the Senate, I was like, "Yes, it's gonna get it done. We're gonna be good." And it's right now it's at the subcommittee in the Senate, and it's going to vote on this tomorrow, actually. And I'm really excited because I have a feeling it's going to pass.
And for 4 years, we've been trying to get this law passed, and I'm so happy to finally see that
all of our accomplished that we have done.
Yeah.
Look,
I'm trying not to make it 20 years.
Hey, I got to say this, though. I mean, I have a degree in political science, and just listening to you guys talk, you guys probably know more about this process than 90% of the people I was in class with. So that is freaking awesome. And it's unfortunate that you have to deal with it for the last, what you said, 3 years going on 4?
4 years.
4 years now? But I have to applaud you guys' tenacity. You guys are going at it. I love it. I love seeing it. But we're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll talk some more.
Okay.